Hi friends, we're going to do number 19 math lesson today, which is more about measurement, but instead of using the ruler to measure, we're going to be using a ruler to find missing numbers. We might just be using parts of a ruler. So I'm going to share my PowerPoint with you so you can see some of my examples and work along with me. When you finish the video today, I want you to finish going through the Google Classroom assignment and make sure that you try it on your own. So number 19 math lesson, it says, I can identify unknown numbers on a number line by using the distance between them. Yo puedo identificar los números desconocidos en una línea numérica usando la distancia entre los otros. So today, you can already see in the box, we are going to identify. There will be missing numbers on the number line or on the ruler. And we will be using the distance between those numbers to try and figure out the number that's missing. So vamos a identificar los números que están desconocidos o que nos faltan en la regla o en la línea numérica y vamos a usar la distancia entre los números para pensar en qué nos falta. So we can use a ruler like we use a number line. It's really similar. It's straight, it has marks, and it has numbers at a certain distance, okay? So podemos usar una regla como si fuera una línea numérica, porque de veras son bien similares. Look at the ruler or number line that I have here. This is just a piece of the ruler because it says it's starting at 10, okay? So aquí tenemos como una pieza, un trozo de las reglas, no la regla entera, como aquí dice que empieza en el número 10. So if we're starting at 10, then we have a missing number. It says A, then 30, then another missing number, B, then 50, 60, 70. I want you to think about what could the missing number A and the missing number B be? Listening or looking to the distance between each mark on the line. So tú vas a ver la regla o la línea numérica mirando el primer número que es 10, después mirando que nos salta la A, ¿qué número es? Después viene 30, nos salta otra vez y es una B, ¿qué número podría ser? Después 50, 60, 70. So, ¿cuál es la distancia entre cada línea para poder encontrar los números que faltan? So I want you to think, what's the distance between each line? From line 10 to line A, how far apart should they be? We don't know unless we look at the other ones. We can see that it goes from 50 to 60. What's the difference between 50 and 60? What's the distance? They jumped 10. And then from 60 to 70, how far is the distance? Another 10. So that means every distance, every two lines are 10 apart. Okay, so if we start at 10 and we go 10 more, what is A going to be? Will be 20. Then we get to 30, which is 10 more. And then what's 10 more again? B would be 40. So if we put those into the number line, then we would have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And we can check our work to see now if the distance between each one of those lines is the same. So ahora nosotros podemos verificar el trabajo con contar de 10 en 10 para ver si la distancia que tenemos entre cada línea es igual. So what are the missing numbers here? We have 10, 20. What's the distance between 10 and 20? ¿Cuál es la distancia entre 10 y 20? How do we get from 10 to 20? We jumped 10. So now we need to get from 20 to the letter A, and what number is that going to be if we jump 10 more? It will be 30. So what would that make B? If every time we jump it's 10, then after 30, what would happen next? 40. Then we get 50, 60, 70. Then we have a blank line. What would that blank line be? And then we have the letter C. So I need you to think real hard about what the letter C is. And look, it's right before the number 100. So if it's only 10 away from 100, what number would we have? It would be 90. That blank line that has no marks on it would be 80. So we're jumping 10 every time here. So en esta regla o en esta línea numérica estamos saltando 10 cada vez que hay una línea nueva, ¿ok? So 10 menos que 100 sería 90. What are the missing numbers here? This one says 1, 2, 3, 4. So aquí tenemos el principio de la regla 1, 2, 3, 4. Entonces, ¿qué sería la A? It would be 5. What's the distance between each line here? Just 1. So how do we get from A to B? What's B going to be? Just one more. Then we have 3 empty lines. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those 3 empty lines are going to be 7, 8, and 9. Oops, so I actually have it wrong. It should be 7, 8, and 9. Let me fix that right now because we found out that B is 6. So this should be 7, 8, and 9. I like checking my work, so I'm glad I'm doing it with you. What would that make C then? C would have to be the number 10. And I'm going to have to fix that too because I think I put the wrong answer. I did. Let's see now if that makes sense. Vamos a verificar el trabajo contando de uno en uno. 1, 2, 3, 4. Después 5 y 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The distance between each one of these lines is just 1. What are we counting by here? We have 30, blank, 50. We only have one line in the middle. How are we going to get from 30 to 50 with just one number in the middle? Could we put 31, 30, 31, 50? That wouldn't make sense because that would mean there's just a distance of 1 and then there's a really big distance. But on a ruler, all the distances are the same. En una regla, todas las distancias son iguales. So what would be right in the middle between 30 and 50? It would be 40. So how far apart are each of the lines or numbers on this ruler? The distance between each line or hash mark is 10. Let's check here. We have 45, blank, blank, B, 85. So how are we going to get from 45 on the end to 85 on the other end with 3 lines in between? Could we do 45, 50, 55, 60, 85? That's not going to have the same distance every time. What if we did 45, 46, 47, 48, 85? What could we count by? I want you to think about it. ¿Cuál es la distancia entre cada de estas líneas si vamos a empezar en 45 y terminar en 85? ¿Podemos contar de 5 en 5? ¿De 1 en 1? What if we try 10? 55, 65. That would make B 75, and the last one, 85. So the distance here between each one of the lines is 10. All right, let's take a look here. What are we counting by? What is the distance? ¿Cómo vamos a contar cuál es la distancia entre cada línea? We have 0, 5, 10. What are we counting by? What's the distance between 0 and 5? What's the distance between 5 and 10? They are 5 apart, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are 5 apart. So that means I have 10. What would come after 10? 15. ¿Qué viene después? Si estamos contando de 5 en 5, 20. Entonces la A es 25. Seguimos. 30. 35. 40. 45. ¿Y cuál es la B? 50. So the distance between each one of these lines or hash marks is just 5. These are closer together than the ones that were 10 apart. Okay, now we have a different question. What is the distance between A and B? So, ¿cuál es la distancia entre la A y la B? We already know A is 25 and B is 50. So how are we going to find how far apart they are? We could count on the number line. If I put my finger on A, then I count, I have 5, and I jumped to 30, 10, I jumped to 35, 15, I jumped to 40, 20, I jumped to 45, 25, I jumped to 50. So I'm counting from A to B. I'm counting by fives because they're 5 apart to see how far apart A and B are. I could also write a subtraction sentence. I could say 50, take away 25. That would help me find the difference or the distance, okay? So 50 take away 25 would be the same answer that I got when I counted on the number line. So I liked counting. That was an easy way for me to do it. I started at A and I said, okay, I jumped on the lines. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And when I got to 25, I had landed on B. So I knew they were 25 inches or centimeters apart. It depends what kind of ruler I'm using. So our job today was to identify missing numbers. Do you think that we did that today? Did you help find some missing numbers on the number line? By using the distance, we had to decide, were they 1 apart? Were they 5 apart? Were they 10 apart? And we tried to use that distance to help us identify the missing numbers. So now it's your job to practice this skill on your own. So you're going to try on your own, find the missing numbers, and put the missing numbers in the Google form, and we'll see how you did. Okay, we'll talk soon. See you soon, friends.